Hello and welcome back to Makeup and Chill with Casey. In today's video, we're going to be doing a 5 looks in one palette. And now what palette, you may ask? That is the Dream Street Kathleen Lights and Colourpop Shadow Palette. And it's banging. It has 12 different eyeshadows and lots of different color variations. So easily you can create many different looks. So that's what we're going to do today. But it's going to be over the course of a few days. But you won't know that because it's all going to be in one video. So let's begin.
Okay, so we're gonna take a nice fluffy blending brush and dip it into the shade Magical and take it pretty high into the crease because we're gonna get smoky up in here today. Next, I am taking a smaller blending brush with the shade Potion, blending this directly in the crease, and I don't want to go too high with this shade. Then, with whatever is left over on the brush, I'm going to sweep that underneath the lash line. Now I'm taking some loose powder because the look got a little messy, so I'm going to clean up the edges, and I'm going to leave the powder sitting there in case we have any fallout. Next, I'm taking the shade Elfish on the same brush that we used before, and I'm applying this color all over the lid and slightly into the crease. Now I'm taking that first blending brush I used and I'm just blending out all the edges because I do not want any harsh lines. And here I'm going in with the shade Twinkle, and I'm targeting this shade on the inner portion of the eyelid, and I'm slightly bringing it outwards, but I really want that shade Elfish to still come through because I love how it's kind of this purplish brown and not just a regular brown. Here I've got Colourpop's Mr. Bing eyeliner, and I'm putting that in my waterline. Now I'm just whisking away the extra powder that I had there. I applied liner, just regular liner, not winged, some mascara, and I'm blending out the lower lash line with Elfish. This lip combo is Hotline by Colourpop and NYX's Fortune Cookie Lip Gloss. And this completes look number 1. I hope you enjoy. Time for look number 2. So we're going to take a fluffy brush and dip into the shade Magical and apply this as our transition shade into the crease. Now I'm taking a smaller blending brush and applying this hella pigmented color called Spark. Now, I even dusted off the excess color with this, but I still applied a little bit too much, and when I was blending it out, I went up a little bit too high, so I had to fix my boo-boos with a little makeup wipe, key makeup wipe, right there. And since that leads to a little bit of a harsh line there, I went back in with my first blending brush and blend out those edges. Now after all this blending, I lost a little bit of the color there. So I went back in with a little bit more color and then had to blend that out some more with the other brush. So basically I just kind of repeated that cycle until I felt like the shape looked good and everything looked good, and I do clean up a lot with a makeup wipe. And makeup wipes are great because you can just fix up all your mess ups. But after I use the makeup wipe, I always make sure I go back and blend because that wipe will leave kind of a harsh line there. Ooh, alright, so now I am taking this shader brush, wiping it off with the makeup wipe to get it a little damp so that this color will go on a bit more pigmented. I'm applying the shade Mermaid Boy into the inner and outer part of the lid, and I'm also winging this shade out on the outer corner of my eye. So instead of using an eyeliner, I really want to emphasize these beautiful eyeshadows with this look. So I'm winging this one out and using my makeup wipe to clean up those edges. And as you can see, I'm leaving a hole in the middle of my eyeball so that I can apply a lighter shade here for a spotlight. So I'm cleaning off the same brush and going in with the shade Kaleidoscope, and I'm applying this into the center of my lid, kind of like a triangle. It tapers out at the top, but gets kind of fatter towards the bottom of the lid. And then after I apply this, I blend the edges between Mermaid Boy and Kaleidoscope so that they meld into one another and the spotlight looks more natural. Now I'm applying mascara and I'm skipping the liner because I don't want to hide these really pretty eyeshadows. This would look bomb ass with some false eyelashes. It'd really amp it up. Now I'm applying some black eyeliner to my waterline. If you have a metallic teal or blue, I think that would look really cool. Now I'm taking a smudger brush and going into the shade Water Bear and smudging this along that black liner. I'm taking Spark and tapping off a lot of the excess because it's so pigmented and lightly blending out that Water Bear shade with it. Now I'm going in with Sweet Dreams and using that as my inner corner highlight. This iridescent pink kind of color looks so cool. Applying some bottom lash mascara and finishing off the look with Jeffree Star and Manny MUA's collaboration lipstick in the shade I'm Shook. And that completes look number 2, you guys. I hope you liked it. And here we go with look number 3. First, I'm starting off with the shade Shooting Star, say that 5 times fast, and I'm applying that into all over my lid and into the crease, just blending it pretty much, all over in that area. Here I just switched to a clean blending brush and I'm just buffing out the edges. Now I'm going in with the shade Stardust, and I had a little trouble with this brush, so I switched to just using my finger with this shade and had a lot more success doing it that way. Then I dip into the shade Moony, and I apply this into the inner corner for a little pop of highlight, and to the inner portion of the lid, and also onto the high points of the brow bone. And I'm using my fingers a little bit and this brush, combination of both, just to blend out the edges between those 2 eyeshadows. And grr, if you're doing this look, you should probably apply the eyeshadows first because I had a lot of fallout with the shade Stardust. I just applied a little bit of Shooting Star onto the lower lash line, and here I am applying a nice wing liner. I love how different my first and second look are from one another. There's so much versatility in this palette, and there's only 12 shades, which is really awesome. So I apply some mascara and finish off this look with Colourpop's liquid lipstick in the shade Tool. And that completes the second look, you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Look number 3 coming at ya. Here we are, starting with the shade Shooting Star with a nice fluffy brush, and I'm blending this all over my lid and into the crease. Next, I'm taking a tapered blending brush and going in with the shade Potion and applying this into the lower part of my crease. Then I just go back in with the first brush with no additional product on it, and I'm just blending the two shades together. Now I'm wiping off my shader brush so it's a little damp and also cleaning it. And I'm going into the shade Moony, and I am applying this all over the lid and the inner corner. And I'm keeping this mostly towards the inner part of the eyelid, and also applying it to my brow bone. Now I'm taking the shade Moony on my finger and applying it all over the lid because I just decided I love this color, I want it everywhere. And now the fun part of the look. I'm taking a very small angled eyeliner brush and dipping into the shade Water Bearer and using this as my liner. I thought the shade worked really well as a liner shade. And a little puppy break. Puppy's nose. She's getting so big. If you're really scared of wing liner, you should really try using eyeshadow instead. It is much more forgiving and a lot easier to clean up, and if you make a little mistake, you can just smudge it out and say, that's how it was supposed to be. And here I am feeling satisfied with the liner. Then I mix the shades Stardust and Twinkle on a little smudger brush and smudge this on my lower lash line. And after that, I apply mascara and mess it all up, but it's okay because I can clean it up with a Q-tip real easy. Putting some mascara on the lower lash line, fixing my boo-boo there, and having a really hard time deciding on a lip color. Also dancing. Do I want this lip color? I don't know. Aha! Rich. So I am using the Colourpop's lip liner in the shade Potion and finishing it off with Maybelline Rich Ruby lipstick. And here's look number 4, you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Oh my gosh, we made it to the last look. I'm starting out taking my favorite shade in this palette I found out, Shooting Star, and I'm applying that into the crease and just in the crease on both of my eyeballs. Not just one, but both. Next I'm going in with the smaller blending brush and taking the shade Elfie, and I'm laying the shading blending brush flat against my eyeball and blending this in windshield wiper motions back and forth across, and then blending it out with the first blending brush, and I repeat this a couple of times until I like the way that it looks. So the reason why I lay this flat on my eye is so that this dark shade doesn't go up too high, and that is why I blend out with the other shade so that I'm not blending with the dark shade. I hope that made sense. But now I'm just taking the tiniest bit of the shade Spark and adding that into the crease just to add a little bit of warmth. So I wet my shader brush and I applied the shade Kaleidoscope all over the lid. This shade is so cool. It's kind of green, but iridescent mint green color. I love it. Now I don't show that I dip my shader brush into the color Sweet Dreams, but I do, and that part hasn't come up yet, but oh, right here. So I dipped my brush into the shade Sweet Dreams and I applied that into the inner corner, into the inner portion of the lid. I thought it looked really cool, kind of a pink into a green. Interessante. Now I'm dipping this liner brush into the shade Mermaid Boy, and I'm creating a little bit of a wing on the lower lash line. I just thought it was kind of fun. You don't have to make a wing, but I did just because I thought it was different and cool. Now I'm taking a pencil brush, going into the shade Shooting Star, and blending out this color so it's not such a harsh line. Then I go back in with that shader, not the shader brush, I go back in with the liner brush and just re-emphasize that mermaid boy color. So I cleaned my liner brush off and I took the shade Sweet Dreams into the inner portion of the lower lash line. Here I am just applying some black liner really close to the lash line. Then I applied some mascara to the top and bottom lashes and finished off the look with the shade Daydream by Colourpop. And that completes this look and completes this video. I hope you guys enjoyed and let me know what you want to see next. Thanks for watching. Hello, here I am editing this video and I just realized I didn't film an outro, so I just wanted to say thank you so much if you made it to this portion of the video. I had such a fun time making all these looks and it's been such a great learning experience. If you have any ideas or suggestions for videos, please let me know down in the comments box below. Thank you so much for watching and I hope you have a great night or a day or whatever time it is where you are. Yeah, peace, love, and blessings. Bye guys.